Hi there, my name is Mark, and since the advent of home-centered church, where we pass the sacrament in our own homes, I've gotten tired of balancing paper Dixie cups on a plate for passing the sacrament. So I made some kind of old-timey looking sacrament trays at home, and I'd like to just show you an easy way to do that in case you'd like to try it in your home. It's easy to make. We start off with some 1x8 white pine board, easy to cut, easy to come by, and easy to work with. Also some 5/8 inch white pine wooden dowel to make the handle. Now I've already taken the liberty of measuring off 9-inch segments, because that's how long our trays are going to be for the board. And then on the wooden dowel we have a 3-inch, a 6-inch, and a 12-inch marker, because we're going to have two 3-inch vertical handles and then a 6-inch crossbar to hold on to the trays. So let's get to cutting. Of course, safety first, always wear eye and ear protection, and I'll spare you the slow motion cuts by doing this a little faster, but you can see what I'm doing. Now that we've got the blocks cut, for this next section we're going to make the legs and handle of the sacrament trays. So at 3 inches we put a mark, at 6 inches, and again at 12 inches. Now on this first 3-inch mark you'll see there's a little X on the dowel, and we're going to use this 3/4 inch drill bit to drill right through that dowel. What that's going to do is give us a half crescent shape on each side, so the vertical posts will sit with that crossbar laying right in there. I'll show you how that all fits together. This is the easiest way I've found to do this. I've made a couple of sets by just routing out this rounded area with a Dremel. It's a little more time consuming and a little more difficult to accomplish, so we'll put this on the speed lapse and we'll show you how to make these cuts as well, and we'll make them for both sets of handles. Okay, so we have 4 of the shorter legs posts and 2 of the longer handles. They're a little bit rough on the top edges. There's some splinters and things on there, but I'll show you how to clean that up. But what we'll do is take that post and it will sit on there, and you can see how it seats right in there, just nice. I'll show you how to anchor that so there's no gaps, and it'll finish up really well. What we need to use now is our Dremel. You get a Dremel with a little round sanding head on the end. Get the coarse one, because it just takes the stuff off a lot faster. I've used medium and fine, and they do a good job, but they're just a little slower. So in the interest of time, we'll use the coarse, and we'll do that on time lapse too, so you don't have to be bored. Okay, so now we're going to make the handle. One thing you might wonder, if you take a dowel and you cut it at a 45-degree angle like that, you can just turn that and you can make a handle that way. They don't turn out as well in my hands, and I get a little better fit and finish the other way, so that's why I do it the other way. It also, I think, just looks a little more handcrafted the other way. Anyway, one other little tip I had for you. If you noticed in the bed of my truck, I have this 40-pound bag of water softener salt. It helps stabilize your wood if you don't have a kid or a friend or someone or a clamp to hold your wood steady. 40-pound bag of water softener salt tends to hold things really well and doesn't complain. So next we're going to put together the handles. Now what we'll do is we'll take the two legs and we'll make our post like this, and that's going to be our handle. What we'll do is put some wood glue inside here, put it into the position we want it. We'll drill a small hole with a 1/8 inch drill bit, and then we'll just put a tiny nail right through there, and that will hold that really stable. And we'll do it on both ends, on both of the handles. We'll speed this up and get this right along. So now that we have the handles made, we need to drill the holes for where the sacrament cups will sit. We make these with a 7/8 inch diameter drill bit. That's the perfect size. The cup sits up a little bit out of the wood, so you have plenty to grab onto, but not so much that it's unbalanced. It's really the perfect size for the sacrament cups. The easiest way to make the holes is to measure down 1.5 inches from the top, and then separate the holes 2 inches from each other, and you'll have 1.5 inches at the bottom as well. If you want more than 8 holes, you can diagram or decide how you want to set those on the wood. If you need or want less, of course, you're free to design it as you see fit for your family. We'll make some holes now. Oh, and an error I made. Earlier I referred to this as a 5/8 inch dowel, and that is a lie. This is a 3/4 inch dowel, which is why the 3/4 inch drill bit cuts it perfectly in the crescent shape at the top. You don't have to use 3/4 inch, that's just what I choose to use. Okay, so now we're ready to put the handles on the sacrament trays. What we'll do is take our tray, take our handle, just put it exactly where you want it so it lines up evenly, and then take a pencil and trace around the legs where they are on the top of that tray. And then we'll take that off and we'll take our 3/4 inch drill and just kind of countersink those about the depth of the drill head. The drill heads are, I don't know, maybe 1/2 inch deep. But just sink it that far. We'll put a little bit of glue in there, and we'll also drill, once we have it sunk, the countersunk the drill head, we'll take our 1/8 inch drill bit and drill a hole right through the bottom of the wood. Then when we put wood in here, or glue in here, and put the handle in, and once it's down in that hole and sunk in there with the glue, you'll have that tiny hole in the bottom so you know where to put your nail, and then you can drive a nail through that to help hold that handle secure, and then these things will be really solid. Once we're done with that, we're basically done except to sand it up and stain it. So I'll let you see how I line it up, trace it, drill it, and countersink that last nail through the bottom to hold that handle in. Okay, so now we have our handle attached to our tray. Now I have to tell you, I'm a little embarrassed I did that out of order. I was so excited to get this project done. Typically, before I cement and nail the handle onto the tray, I take my router or my Dremel and I bevel the ends of those handles so they're nice and rounded and they have that nice look to them of a nice smooth contour. This one is kind of blocky, but not undoable. It'll just be a little more difficult to round them while it's attached to the board. So I'll do that now, and then we will sand it, and it will be all ready for the stain. Okay, so right there at the end I realized I had forgotten to put the nails in the bottom of those handles. So put one more tiny nail in the handles to help hold those secure, and then sand that off. If you have any rough spots on your board, of course, you want to sand that. You don't want any splinters or any unsmooth surfaces for your finish. It just isn't as nice. So now that we're all sanded and everything is assembled, we just have to use our stain. I like a fast drying water-based wood stain. This stuff from Behr seems good. English chestnut leaves a nice finish. I'll put it on real fast and show you what it looks like with one coat. I prefer 2 coats because it gives it a really rich color, which I just like more. So here we go. Okay, so we've got our first layer of stain. You can see what that color looks like. It's not bad. It looks kind of rustic, and it's a good chestnut color, I think. But I like it a little darker, so I'm going to give it a second coat. When I do the inside of these holes for the sacrament cups, this little sponge is fantastic. It is just kind of conical shaped, and it holds a lot of stain. Those are very absorbent parts of wood where it's been cut through the grain, so you have to use quite a bit of stain in there, and I found this does a great job. I initially started doing it with cotton balls, but it tore up the cotton balls and it just soaked up more stain than I could carry. So with a cotton ball, this is really a great thing if you have a sponge brush like that. We'll put on the second coat. Well, there we go. That's the finished product. Last night after the stain dried, I gave it a quick coat of polyurethane out of a spray can just to seal the wood so that if there's a spill of some kind, it can be wiped up, or if someone wants to wash off the surface of the breadcrumbs with a damp cloth, then it will not remove the stain. That's it. Hope your project goes just as well. Thanks for watching.